is the, what am I calling this? The lunch check-in, I guess. I am a little bit more dressed up after my shower. Of course, I'm not going to be wearing my towel turban in the video, but I do need to film a review, and it's going to be long and fun because it's me talking about how much I love the book for like 20 minutes. I'm also very hungry. So we got the bathroom all done, all nice and sparkly clean and organized and all of that. So we're running out of room for trash because we keep throwing a lot of old stuff out. So, like, we have to put off cleaning the office until after the trash is collected. And shout out to all trash collectors or sanitation workers, whatever the proper term is, that are working right now. I think if this pandemic has taught us something else is that a lot of the jobs that everyone assumed were non-essential or lower are insanely essential for a functioning society. So any cashiers, sanitation workers, doctors, obviously all the emergency personnel, thank you for continuing to work and be there and helping out. And also daycare workers, because y'all are probably inundated right now. But we're holding through, and we've got more work to do this afternoon, so let's get going. I have filmed the book review, and I'm sitting here with a book on my head right now because I have a friend who doesn't believe that I can genuinely balance books on my head for all the selfies that I take where I have books on my head. So this is me flexing at this point, but I should be doing some other things like picking a new book to read. Instead, I started painting a cup to put pens in because March is non-canon. None of this is canon to the human storyline. We're in an alternate universe in someone's Tumblr right now. So I'm going with the flow and balancing books on my head. I'll check in with you in a bit. Hello, it is time for the afternoon check-in, and it took me like a solid 10 minutes of just sitting in the office and picking up random books and reading like the first 5 pages to see what stuck. And finally, I went with a random one that I did not expect, and that is Echoes by Jack McDevitt. Again, this was random. This is actually like the 5th one in the series, but it's one of those series where like every book has its own like complete conflict that is then completed at the end. But this is all about basically space archaeologists, or these people who sell space antiquities, trying to track down this piece of what could be alien technology that is like key to uncovering this big alien conspiracy from this old aliens dude that no one took seriously. And I know that's a lot of aliens, and it's a lot of he's got jokes back there, and I know it's a lot of random world building, and I'm not like super in love with all the characters, and it's really weird because it's called an Alex Benedict novel, but the point of view character is actually his assistant. So, like, it makes no sense why he's the top billed one, but whatever. Maybe the other books in the series are from his point of view. Or maybe it's like a Sherlock Holmes Watson type setup. I'm not sure. Anyway, it was pretty nice so far, the first 50 pages. I'll do 100 pages a day. It's about 360, so it'll take me about 4 days. A little less. Maybe I'll start a new book on the 4th day. We're keeping spirits up, more or less. I am working on, is this safe to touch yet? I'm working on my purple cup. Don't ask me why I'm painting a cup purple. It just felt like the thing to do today. Because this is all still non-canon. But keeping spirits up. It's actually been a pretty good day. So at some point I'm just really hungry. So I'll be happy when we have dinner. It is dinner time. And usually our rule is that whoever works the least that day has to make dinner. But we're both kind of at the same 0-point game right now. So I'm showing Alex how to make a lot of this stuff that he doesn't tend to make on his days. At least I don't think you've made chicken and veggies before. So this should be fun. It's a learning.
I have, but it's been a while.
It's a learning experience.
Bought the fresh chicken.
Yeah, frozen chicken is different. So there's not a lot to do besides focus on making
Don't make
dinner.
it sound like I'm an incompetent cook, though. I make some good stuff.
You have burned pizzas.
Okay, but I also make delicious pot roast.
You do. Your pot roast is delightful, yes.
I make good potato soup.
Mhm.
I make good,
You're very good at very specific meals. You know what we should get when we go, because we're going grocery shopping tomorrow? We should get like one of those bake-yourself cookie stuff.
Okay, that sounds good.
Random check-in because we're bored, but
Aloha.
hopefully we'll have dinner soon.
Follow me on Twitter at OneRealSmartAlex. That's gonna get edited out, isn't it?
Nah, I'll leave it in because I'm nice. Hello and welcome to the evening check-in. I've read 100 pages of Echo by Jack McDevitt, and honestly, it's pretty good. I get the feeling, though, that it would mean a lot more to me if I'd read the first four, and I am definitely getting, like, Sherlock Holmes and Watson type-ish vibes in a certain way. But there's so much world building. It's like, oh, yes, in this period, and oh, yes, this thing. And I feel like it would probably make a lot more sense if I started from the beginning. And I don't know that I'm currently rushing out to get the first four in the series, but it's happened before where I accidentally picked up a book that was later in the series from the store, in a used bookstore, read that one, liked it, and then got the rest. So it's possible, but I'm not counting on it. And regardless, I am sticking to my buying ban even in these times because Lord knows I've got plenty of work to work through with books. And also, just in case I read the emails wrong and those compensation wages aren't coming through, I want to be smart. So this is it for today. I have played some Skyrim. I have had some fun. And tomorrow is the fun part, because tomorrow we are actually going to leave the house because it is finally time for grocery shopping. Which, like, I have waited for this moment for so long. Not really, for like 2 days. But anyways, it feels long. It feels so much longer. It's like, oh yes, we're gonna be running out of time in this isolation. And it's like, no, we still have like 3 weeks. So we'll get through it. I know we will. But that's it for me tonight. Probably gonna play more games. Talk to you tomorrow. Good morning. It is Thursday, March 19th. Yes, it is so hard to keep track of days right now. And we are cleaning and putting everything out of the closet so that we can get that all taken care of, because it's strange that we're only doing one closet today, but A, closets take a lot of time, and B, we can't afford to have a lot more stuff we need to throw out because our trash can is already full. So, we're going to get this taken care of this morning, and then we'll be leaving sometime in the early afternoon because we got a hot tip that they usually bring in sacks of toilet paper around 1. And if we don't get one, it's fine, but I'd rather at least have like a secondary backup just in case than be left with nothing, with no way to buy another one. I need y'all to see what my husband thinks he's wearing to Walmart.
I'm wearing this to Walmart. Why not?
Back on the road, and I just found out today that I inadvertently did a thing that you should do for coronavirus that I did not know, because you're supposed to clean your phone apparently, and I did the other day, not because of it, but because I got a new case. So I was cleaning my phone before putting the new case on, and that's apparently what you're supposed to do. So we are heading out. They've said that to mitigate contact, it should be only one person going in this store. So the places we're stopping today, only one of us will be going in. We have our handy-dandy hand sanitizer, and we are only going to be using cards. That way no one has to handle cash from one hand to another. Although at this point, I really think every cashier should be wearing gloves. But it's just weird to know that, like, after we're done with this, we're home for the rest of the day. It's just very strange thought process. But at least we have a genuine reason to leave, and we're going to take steps to keep everyone safe. And before I forget, no, he did not wear the mask.
Damn it, I knew I forgot something. Oh, can I cuss on your...
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So we stopped by our favorite local place to get carry out. only I went in. And I was talking to the owner, because that's how local this place is. Like, the owner will work the front counter occasionally. And so far, they haven't had to reduce anyone's hours. But we were talking, and he's like, I can't figure out if it would be more beneficial for them to get reduced hours, or if it would actually be better for them to have like one person do full time and then totally lay off the other two so that they could get unemployment. And he's trying to do like this math, and like this is the math of a pandemic. Do you totally take someone off a job for weeks in hopes that unemployment will give them a better bet, or do you try to still give them bare bones hours? Which is kind of insane, and again reminds me of how lucky we are that we still have all your income and all our savings. Oof, to everyone struggling out there, we feel for you.
Absolutely.
What success feels like in March 2020.
Longing to be free, we came to be. The moon settles upon the night sky. For how long have we been driving by? For how long have we been driving by?
And then we come to the gluten-free stuff. Really love how this shows people's preferences. That was the most expensive grocery trip we've ever had. Partially due to the fact that we technically wouldn't have bought toilet paper in a regular instance, but the fact that it was there, and I think they're limiting like everyone to one at this point. So now I don't like feel weird and feel like we should be rationing our toilet paper because we have enough. And also we had to buy like the weird on-brand versions of things that we usually would have gotten like the store brand versions of. So it's like $120. But we're set for weeks at this point. So
Last week.
yeah, we also got we're still set. This is a lot of extra stuff too, but I think we'll be okay. Although there was that one woman, this woman who repeatedly, we watched her cough into her hand.
And like kids with her.
Yeah, like that's not a smart thing to do when there's not a pandemic. What? That is like, don't spread germs 101, don't cough into your hand. But hey, at least she was covering her mouth somewhat, so it wasn't the absolute worst.
Yeah, but then she was touching all the food on the shelf.
Yeah, true. Might want to put some hand sanitizer on before we put all this stuff away. I don't know. But now we're going to stop at one more place, literally just to drop some letters off. And then we're home for the rest of the day, and it's not even 1 p.m. yet. This is what social distancing looks like. Afternoon check-in. And I have done another 50 pages of Echo by Jack McDevitt, and it does kind of feel like sci-fi Sherlock Holmes. It's very dry, and I found out that like the narrator is talking to the reader. Are you really gonna do this? The narrator is talking to the reader like you know things. Oh, these days, like. So it very much comes across like it's a Watson talking about a Sherlock Holmes. And I've only read one Sherlock Holmes book, but I get that same feeling. And I'm not like attached to anyone, but the plot is just interesting enough to carry me along. But I feel bad because my last book was like, oh my gosh, I love it. This is awesome. So I might have to pick up like a 5-star prediction read next just to make these a little bit more amusing. Although they're already kind of amusing with this dude just randomly hanging around. Hello everyone, totally random extra update. I haven't even read anything else since the last time, that I updated you, but I just got an email from the agent that liked my Pit Mag tweet, and they requested the full manuscript. And I've been here before, and I know that doesn't mean a full, offer representation, but to have the first agent I queried with this manuscript immediately ask for the full thing is really uplifting. I've only queried about 3 or 4 other ones, and I was doing some research today and some others that I might want to query later, including one that looks really promising. So I'm going to keep going. But I'm just really happy about this. And also, re-looking into some old work emails, it might be that I might end up kind of like weirdly working from home, and I have no idea what that looks like right now because I'm a special needs para, so like almost all of my work hours are with children. So I don't know what that looks like. Maybe I'll end up like giving something to study or read or look through in relation to special needs or child behavior and kind of like read up before we go back, which is my greatest guess, which won't bum me out. I think Alex and I were just talking today. It's already 3 days in, becoming hard to find stuff to do. And we're also really looking forward to trash day because all of our deep cleaning has left us with a very full trash bin. Oh, and Alex was also very upset because our local grocery store is no longer taking reusable bags, and we were trying to be eco-friendly good kids. And that's not going to happen anymore for the foreseeable future. Fortunately, our local grocery store will also, maybe, they usually let you recycle bags. I don't know if they'll let you recycle these ones post-pandemic. I thought this was supposed to be good for the environment. So I have the next chunk of reading for the day, and I've got conflicting feelings on this book because they're basically trying to track down this tablet, and it causes a whole bunch of problems because the tablet might be related to like an alien society, but it might not. And like the fervor for uncovering something doesn't come across. Like I don't read this going, oh wow, these characters are really dedicated to uncovering this mystery. The narrative seems almost determined to convince you in its very dry, straightforward writing style that, oh, they're just looking into things. But they're looking into things that create these gigantic problems and get a whole lot of media attention. So it almost doesn't feel like anything that's happening is worth their end goal. And so they just kind of look like horrible people that are willing to let horrible things happen to satisfy their idle curiosity. Like, I don't read any earnestness in it that would convince me that it's worth the risks they're taking. So, I'm still intrigued just by the mystery. Like, I don't really care about the characters. I just want to know where the tablet came from and what the thing was. Like, I feel like I'm more earnest than the characters, which is weird. So I can't imagine this being very far above a 3-star. And I'm really going to have to read a book that I'm really looking forward to next, because I feel like this is just not the best reading block content right now. But that is probably going to be it for the night, even though it's not even 7:30 yet. A lot has happened today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope the second part of this book takes on a much more fun, or at least interesting, turn. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and a marvelous tomorrow.